This video is brought to you by my Patreon members over on patreon.com/habtunes. Thank you all for your support, and if you're interested in becoming a member, you can check the link in the description below. Yo, what's good? It's me, your guy, all the way from Bed-Stuy, Habo, and we're here for another thrilling episode of the Art Block, and today I'm joined by Comikid Eman, and yo, I'm so happy to finally sit down and talk with you. Like, I've been following you on TikTok for so long, and it's like, yo, this dude is dope. So, what's up?
That was good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Feeling good. Well rested actually. I had a group show last night in Jersey City. So yeah, it was a dope experience. It was actually like a new segment that was in the show where there was these dancers that was dancing like on a pole, like a hula hoop. So it was like a ring really. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was great. And then I got another show coming up this Friday too. So yeah, it's a really busy month.
When was that moment for you where you were like, you know what, I want to take my skills and turn this into a profession and start doing shows and start, painting and getting paid for it?
Okay, so I've been making art since I was 8. Started out drawing Dragon Ball Z to be specific, and then middle school I learned how to paint. Then I went to an all arts high school. Learned about like other skills, techniques, like different names that's in the art world, that made an impact. So as opposed to like, with the profession part now, I would say around 2018, 2019. Yeah, I'll say somewhere around there. That's when I did my 2019. I did my first art show. It was a group show with trap art,
Oh yeah, I
and
know
then
them.
yeah, trap art, and then yeah, trap art is dope. They're dope. And then I was like really just like practicing, working on my skills, learning from like other artists, like learning about the business side, learning about marketing, learning about techniques, learning about networking, how to get into galleries, put it together, artist statement. From there, I just learned from there. Like even now to this day, I'm listening to these artist podcasts that have like a lot of like helpful tips and resources. So I've been using that as well.
That's dope. So how would you say the business aspect of your artist career has changed how you create art in general?
It definitely changed. Yeah, the business side definitely changed because like it's really a lot that goes into it. Marketing, promoting, selling, um even process videos too. So like it's really lots of like that goes into it. So like it definitely changed for me. Like after a while I definitely got used to it. But I would say this though, I definitely fall in love with the process more than the end result.
Yeah, I feel that. And do you think that this is strengthen your creativity? Do you think that it's made you, not just with your artistry, it just made you a better communicator or someone who likes to network? Do you think that those skills that you're learning now as a business person or businessman is enhancing your life?
It definitely is, definitely, especially with communicating, connected with people that's doing the same thing. Cause like it definitely is. It's definitely like helping for the better. Cause like I have this belief that everybody's an artist. It's not just like picking up a paintbrush, painting a masterpiece. So like there's like what 7.5 billion people in this world, or 8 billion, something like that. So there's 8 billion artists. So like it's definitely improving for sure. Like especially with communicate. Cause like even with every industry, you have to communicate. It's not just like art media, but like that's with just like anything and everything from even outside of the business aspect, the business world.
Absolutely. And can you touch on that? I love what you just said, that everyone is an artist. Can you touch on that a little bit more? What do you mean when you say everyone is an artist?
Everybody's artist. So okay, so what I mean by that is like some people is like there's some people that's like, oh, I can't draw a stick figure, I can't do this, I can't do that, but it's more than just that. Everything is really art. Like if you're a chef, you're an artist. If you're a wardrobe stylist, you're an artist. You're a hairstylist, you're an artist. You make clothes from scratch, you artist. You fix things, you're an artist. Like it's a whole lot of things that just like goes into doing art. Feel me? Even like making like a game, making an app, that's art.
Yeah.
So everybody's an artist. Like I have it on my website too, so I'm like, hey, I got this belief. Everybody's an artist. So yeah, there's 8 billion artists in this world, and it's only gonna keep on getting better.
I love that. That's actually a really beautiful statement because if you think about it, like our entire society is founded through artistry since the
Yeah.
beginning of time. So that's a dope statement. I love that. Now let's also just jump into your name. All right, it's a very unique name. It's a very interesting name. Like if I saw a large list of artists listed on a site or something, and I saw that, I'm like, wait, who's that? What does that mean? So what is the meaning behind Comikid Eman? How'd you come about creating this name for yourself?
I love when people ask me that. So I made this name when I was staying with my aunt and my uncle in the UK in 2011. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I want to make a name for myself that really fits who I am, my personality, and everything. So I love comic books, superheroes, all of that. And so Comic Kid is two words put together. So it's the word comic and then kid. So I dropped the C from comic. I just added kid, and then E-Man comes from my actual name. So then I'm like, yeah, you know what? Comikid Eman. And it sounds like a superhero name too, because I'm a superhero. You feel me? In my reality, I'm a superhero and I control that narrative. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I came up with Comikid Eman. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I stand for.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel. I have the same birthday as Marvel by default. Yeah, I mean, nothing against DC, but like I have the same birthday as one of the coolest comic companies, so it's like it's only right I go in Marvel, you know? Marvel.
Yeah. So what was the first comic that you picked up and you were like, dang, you know what? This is me. I gotta keep going with this. I love this Marvel stuff.
It was either a Spider-Man comic or a Batman comic, but I know for sure I definitely got involved with the comic books like when I was 8. So when the first Spider-Man movie came out with Tobey Maguire, my mom took me and my brother to see that, and then from there I'm just like, wow, I need to be a part of this. I need to find out more about this. So Spider-Man is definitely the first Marvel superhero that I learned about. So it was either a Spider-Man comic or a Batman comic that I first picked up. But Spider-Man, he was the very first superhero that, like brought me into the world of superheroes and comic books and villains. So and then from there it was just up. I'm like, yeah,
That's
this
what's
is
up.
it.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think mine might have been, I want to say it was either Superman or like one of those like indie types. Cause I had like I still have them too. I have like this big stack of like these old comics that I just randomly had. I think my parents either got them for me, and they're in this Ziploc bag. And some of them are a little ratty because when you're a kid, you don't really like think about stuff too much, right? And I think it might have been like a Superman comic where he was fighting like a magician or something, or something else. But yeah, I think comics are a great way to tell stories. It's a great way to communicate with people, and I think it's an easy medium to get into. So have you ever thought about creating your own comic, or are you in the process of doing that yourself?
I actually did. When I was 13, I made my own comics. I sold them for $2 a pop. I did. Yeah, I made my own little multiverse, my own universe. I made this superhero called Ice Frost. He has ice powers. I made this villain called I made a couple villains. One of the names is Blasto, Frost Killer, the Phoenix. I made another superhero called Frieza, and then I made another superhero based off of me called Top Speed. So I made that. All right, so here's the backstory with Top Speed now. This might sound crazy, but I don't care. It's my vision and it's my reality, and I control the narrative. So
Absolutely.
the fastest speed is speed light. You have sound speed and then you have light speed. Now Sonic runs at the speed of sound. The Flash, Superman runs at the speed of light. So my superhero that I made that has super speed, top speed, he runs faster than the speed of light. And then people was like, "Oh, you can't do that." Da da da. Yes, I can. His name is Top Speed. I control the narrative. So I was actually doing some deep dive. I was doing the research before I actually fully made the comic. I'm like, what is faster than the speed of light? I was asking everybody. I was asking like my science teachers. This was back in middle school. I'm like, hey, what's faster than the speed of light? Oh, there's nothing faster than the speed of light. Okay, well, I'm gonna change that. Your argument is invalid. So like I looked up this thing. It said so I seen an article with like superheroes explaining powers and all that. So it said there is speed faster than light when it's enhanced. So if I could find that article, I saved it on I saved it in my like, Google Chrome or whatever. So like if I could find it, I could send it to you. But yeah, I definitely got into making comics. Sold them for $13 a pop. And when I would get I'll use the return on investment to like buy more supplies. So yeah.
That's actually really clever. You know what's funny? Because when I was a kid, I was just making them, and I never thought to be like, you know what? Let me sell these around the school. Man,
Mhm.
you know what? I kind of want to go back in time.
Definitely.
Yeah. So when it comes to your current projects and your current work, what do you find, or where do you find the inspiration to continue creating these amazing pieces, whether they're based on superheroes or your original thoughts?
That's a great question. So I definitely draw inspiration from just about anywhere and everywhere. I can either draw inspiration from like a movie I'm watching, a song I'm listening to, a conversation I'm having, or from like seeing just like other artists, even Pinterest too. So like I'll just say inspiration will be drawn from just about anywhere and everywhere. So it's definitely all around.
I just love seeing you grind and hustle on TikTok. Like every time I get on, I'm like, oh, there go another E-Man video, boom. There go another E-Man video, boom. And like you're good because you also jump on those trends too, like the sounds and everything. And I'm like, dang, like how you get on that so fast? Like, do you just be like sitting there like scanning through, like let me find something real quick? Like how is the process of the TikTok production? Do you just write things down, or is it spur of the moment?
That's a great question. Like, I actually don't write anything down when it comes to like, making content on TikTok. Like, I'll actually scroll. I'm like, okay, cool. What can I like? I'll see somebody doing a dance video or somebody doing a process video. Maybe somebody could like be making a candle wax or somebody could like be baking cookies or something. It'll be a sound that like other people are using. I'm like, oh, you know what? I like this sound. I'm going to use it. Let me sleep on some ideas. Let me think about it. So like I don't really write down. Like maybe I feel like maybe I should start writing down because I have like a billion thoughts a minute. So it's like I feel like writing it down helps. But like yeah, I definitely scroll even on Instagram too. Like with Instagram, it's easier to see the trending sounds, but TikTok they got rid of that tab, so it's hard to see trending sounds.
Mm.
But like I see a sound that says something with like artists or whatever like that, calling an artist or whatever, or like, oh, show me a piece that you did like 2 years ago, something like that. I'll just like save it, think about what I want to do, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I got an idea now. Let's work on it, and then that's the process.
Okay, and staying with TikTok because you are a painter, and I know that takes a long time. There's a lot of process time with that, and same thing with content creation. So, how do you find the time to kind of manage the two and keep balance and not get burnt out?
Oh, that's a great question. So I'll definitely take breaks in between. So I'll have everything set up, the tripod, the ring light, have the canvas set up. So I'll just like hit record and then stop, hit record again, stop, record, stop, and then I'll just like take a step back. If I want to like wait for the paint to dry, or whatever, I'll probably like reach something in between. So that's exactly how I do that. Even if I'm working on something digital, it'll be the same thing. I don't want to like look at a screen for like maybe like 2 3 hours. So like I'll just like maybe like set like a reminder. Okay, 30 minutes, take a break. I'll probably read something, maybe read a comic or something. All right, cool. To just like rest my eyes.
That's important that you said that. That's really important that you said that because I feel like a lot of the times people get on, whether they're a creator or even just a casual viewer, and they get sucked into these social media worlds, and then they kind of get burnt out or they don't take breaks. Like you said, how important to you is rest in your process? And what would you say to someone that's like now starting out and they're trying to like hustle, hustle, hustle? What would you say to them when it comes to resting and taking breaks?
Avoid burnout as much as possible. And you're not a robot. You're a human, a cool human. Feel me? Avoid burnout as much as possible. You're a beast. I know you're a beast. I know you want to get it out there, but avoid burnout. You don't have to make a new thing every day just to stay relevant. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I don't know where it came from that you have to like make a new masterpiece every day to stay relevant. Like, no, that's the easiest way to burn out. Like, that's the easiest way to burn out. So it's like avoid burnout as much as possible. I've been doing that a lot lately. And there's another thing I've been doing. I don't know if anybody caught on. I've been reposting a lot of my older videos while working on something new. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I have a big body of work. Let me repost. Let me start reposting. Feel me? So I started reposting in like maybe in like April. I started reposting my old work. So yeah, avoid burnout as much as possible.
But no, I think that's a very clever strategy, because I was just talking with a previous guest and she was saying the same thing where, you know, she does these very elaborate paintings, and she also does like these cutout structures and puts them onto the paintings as well. And that takes a really long time. So she was saying that instead of just trying to fiend to get on every day, like you were just talking about, she reposts like old work or posts like process videos. Cause I feel like it's easy to get trapped into the whole like you have to have something up every day. It's easy to get trapped into the, oh, I need to post something new, I need to make a new piece every day, every week. And it's like, that's not how art works. That's never how art worked, you know. And if, you know, old school people like Basquiat or Da Vinci or whoever else was around, they would probably tell you the same thing, like, hey, just relax, just chill. You know, let's talk about the future. 5, 10, 15 years from now, where's Comikid Eman? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your goal? Like, are you seeing yourself with a company? Do you see yourself being fully independent the entire time? Do you want to be a museum? Do you want to be gallery spaces? What's your end game, as the Avengers would say?
Question. Definitely want to be in some galleries. Definitely want to be in some museums. Definitely want to keep on growing, keep on expanding as well. Um, Definitely want to be a part of Art Basel. So that's the end game for me, definitely. And I also want to make people's jaws drop, just like how Jim Carrey did in The Mask. When they see my work, I want their jaws to drop. You feel me? Like you could like, let's say you see like you in a restaurant, your food comes, your jaw drops. You see your crush looking real good, your jaw drops. So that's the end game for me. That's the that's the end game.
I'm
That's
feeling that. Now, what is Art Basel? Because I know there are some people that are watching like, wait a minute, I don't know any of these terms. I don't know what he just said. So go into that just a little bit.
Okay, so Art Basel is like this really big art event that takes place every December in Miami. And to be a part of it, you have to be represented by a gallery. So like Art Basel is like a really, really big deal. So that's exactly what it is. It's definitely something to look out for. I think it's like a 2-day or 3-day event or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about like, yeah, a couple of days. It's basically like the Coachella of the art world. Like everybody is there. It's crazy. Yo, what's good? This video was sponsored by my Patreon members over on patreon.com/habtunes. Patreon is an incredible platform that enables me to create my art and YouTube content full time. Patreon is also a space that allows me to connect with you, the fans, viewers, and members on a deeper level. As a Patreon member, you'll receive early access to new projects, exclusive patron-only content and merch, and many other incredible perks such as your name being featured in a video. I post art and content on the Habtunes Patreon quite frequently, and there's always something new around the corner. Interested? You can join today and support the continued growth of the Habtunes brand. Link in the description below. Why are my colors messed up? You posted that video about you meeting, I think it was Designer.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh my God, you met Designer. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do people not realize if you live in New York, eventually you're going to come across somebody that is famous and you're either going to be like cool with them or be friends with them at some point. It's like how it's like we encounter people all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, like the way that happened, I walked into this it's this store called Stadium Goods. So I just walked in, and then like 2 minutes after he walked in, I turned around, I'm like, yo, Design was good. For me, made a video and everything. And he was actually doing a interview for like he was doing like upcoming interview about like for the BET Awards or something. So then like there was like a couple of fans that was nearby, and then like this lady came with a talent release form. She's like, hey, do you wanna be in this video with a Designer, you know, finishing his lyrics? I'm like, yeah, that'll be cool. So so I'm actually looking up the lyrics. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking at it, okay, cool, I got this. So now it's showtime. Now it's my turn. I'm like, damn, I forgot the rest. Feel me? Like
Yeah.
as you. So then I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. You know, it happens. So I'm just like, you know, it you know, it is what it is. You feel me? So yeah.
But that's cool. How was he though in person? Was he like a really chill dude?
Yeah, definitely. Like all the celebs that I met, they were all real chill. Like I feel like they're real cool outside of like, you know, what they usually do. Like they
Yeah.
real cool people.
Who's somebody that you haven't seen yet that you would love to like, you know, chat it up with?
Definitely Eminem, Busta Rhymes, T.I. I did see T.I. in concert. T.I. is one of my favorite artists. So
Nice.
yeah, and then like with Busta now, I almost went like I was gonna go to this concert that he was performing at, but like it had to get shut down because of COVID. I'm like, damn, like I and like the tickets, the VIP tickets was $100. So my
Mm.
plan was cool. I'm going to paint a portrait of Buster, give it to him VIP. You feel me, Buster? I love your videos. Your work is dope. Feel me? Like you real creative. You're an innovator. You a trailblazer, bro. Like, but that fell through because of COVID. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So
Damn. You know what's funny? I had this same exact moment. This was years ago when SZA first came out, and I was just obsessed with her. Like I was just like, I wanna date this girl. That's how much I was into her. And Afropunk did this secret show over in Williamsburg, and I don't even think that place. The place that they had it at. I don't even think it exists anymore. And it was like this private show. SZA was performing and like a whole bunch of other people. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to this thing tonight. I skated all the way over there.
yeah.
But like right before I left, I drew like this really quick drawing on like a 4x6 card stock. And I was like, I'm gonna give this to SZA. We're gonna be cool. If she falls in love with me or something and we date, that's cool too. And I went all the way over there and it was mad people. I was like, how many? SZA got this many fans? Like, why is so many people here? And that made me tight. I was getting tight. I was like, why are there so many people here? But I was great. I'm glad that she had that many people. But that also made it difficult to get to her. So we're in the room, and the room is not that big. It's about maybe the size of, I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to, but it's not that big. So I'm trying to get to the front of the stage, because usually when I go to a concert at any time, I'm always wanting to be in the front, because like, what's the point? So I'm trying to get up to the front, but there's so many people. And then you had like these other dudes there that was like trying to give her like handmade wooden jewelry. I was like, if y'all don't get out the way. So I couldn't make it to the front, but what I did was I tapped this girl that was in front of me. She's about like 4 foot tall. And I was like, hey, can you pass this forward? And then she's like, I got you. So they started passing this drawing up forward, going forward. And then finally gets to the stage. She was about to perform Babylon, I think.
Okay.
And mind you, they're also recording this. So they pass it up to her and she's like, oh my God, what is this? She picks it up and she's like, oh my God, thank you. And then the guy was like, it wasn't me, it was him. And I was like jumping up in the back. I was like, it was me, it wasn't me. She was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was just the happiest dude for like at least a week after that. It was just such a good feeling.
I'll be hyped too. I'll be hyped too. What? She got it. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. I feel like it's easy to feel discouraged. Like, let's say somebody has a show or they're putting out new work and it's not getting what they expect, right? So what do you say to that when, you know, you're trying your best, you're doing everything you can, you know, and it's just not working out? What do you say to that and to those people? Or even if you've experienced it yourself, how to navigate that feeling?
Oh, how to navigate that? Okay. So for me, I feel like the best way to navigate that, this might sound real cliche, but I'll say keep going. But before you like keep going, definitely take a step back. Maybe try to stay take a step back, reflect on what you accomplished so far, reflect on how far you got. Um, even reach out to like people that's like doing the same thing, get some advice from them. And when you're ready to like get back out there and crush it, then it's game over. So that's what I would say to that.
People always say keep going, but like they never go beyond that phrase, and it's like,
Yeah.
what's the next step? So I'm glad you went a little further and said that, hey, reach out to people, take a step back, look at what you're doing, try to change it up, change perspective. Like that's the most important part, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because like, yeah, you hear keep going a lot. Oh, keep going, work hard. But like, it's like that can that can only get you so far if like the person that's saying that don't really like go into more detail or even elaborate further about it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel that a lot of artists who are successful or become very successful, they don't want to explain certain things or keep certain things away? Do you feel that there is a form of gatekeeping out there?
No, that's a great question. I feel there is. So me personally, I don't believe in gatekeepers. So a lot of people ask me like where I get my supplies from or like how I do this, how I do that. I'll share everything. I don't believe in gatekeeper. Like I feel like there might be some artists that gatekeep and some artists that don't. Um but like with the gatekeeper now, whatever info that they're not willing to share with you could probably easily not probably, it can easily be found on YouTube. Like let's say if you're let's say if you're like a big time artist, right? Like you're a household name, international, and then like somebody asks you something like, "Hey, can you teach me how to draw a stick figure?" You'll be like, "Nah, I can't tell you that. You're gonna have to learn on your own." So then I'm like, let me go to YouTube, how to draw a stick figure. Oh, this how I draw a stick figure. Okay, cool. So it's like I feel there might be some artists that gatekeep, some artists don't. But to the artists that don't gatekeep, shout out to them. But like to the artists that do gatekeep, that's crazy. There's more than enough room for everybody to win, level up, and thrive. Everybody won't level up around the same time because everybody's journey, everybody's path is not the same. And like on Twitter now, like I'll see artists all the time, some artists that are like thriving. Like most of them like some of them like give out like good info on like on things about like the art side, like I mean like the business side of art, how they did this, how they did that. Some artists, there's even some artists that what you call it, there's even some artists that's like making like X amount of money off of like a certain product that they drop. So like I definitely see that a lot. But like yeah, I feel like there might be some people that do gatekeep. But I don't believe in gatekeeping though. Like whatever you want to know, anything art related or supplies, I won't gatekeep. I'm gonna let everybody know everything. I don't believe in gatekeeping.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. I feel like what's the hurt in me telling people, oh, this is where I got my brushes, this is where I got my easel, this is where I got this is where I got that. Because that's helping everybody at the end of the day. That's helping the person that made those supplies. That's helping the person that's trying to get better at stuff. Like I don't know. I just think it's weird when people become so, I don't know, angry that someone would even ask him, like, how dare you ask me? Now, when it comes to, I know we've been talking about your art a lot, but when it comes to what you're a fan of, do you have any artists that you enjoy online or even in person?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot. Let me see. So some of them I don't even see my mutuals on the For You page like that anymore. That's what's crazy.
Algorithm is messy over there.
Yeah, the algorithm. I feel like the algorithm changes like every other day. Like this algorithm is, yeah, it's crazy. But like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of artists that I see that I'm following that I definitely admire. Let me see. I'm trying to think. D Rams, his work is real dope. It's real unique. I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of Chris Thomas. Who else am I a fan of? I'm a fan of Flower Power Art. Um, I am a fan of who else? Oh, Chris Thomas. Oh, I'm also a fan of. I'm thinking. It's like so many.
And these are all people on TikTok specifically?
Yeah. These are like my mutuals that I'm following.
And what about, like the bigger name people? Do you have any favorites in that world, like the museum and gallery spaces?
Yeah, definitely. So Rene Magritte, he's one of my
Mm.
favorite painters. He's a surrealist. Surrealism is one of my favorite art styles next to pop art,
Hmm.
cute photorealism. So yeah, Rene Magritte, Roy Lichtenstein, Salvador Dali. I do enjoy who else do I enjoy? I'll say Bisa Butler. Bisa Butler is a beast. I'm a fan of her too. Um
Say that one more time. I didn't. Lisa?
nah, Bisa,
Bisa.
Bisa Butler,
Okay.
yeah, she um her work looks like on like she does work on canvas and it has like a quilt kind of like thing going on. But like yeah, I like her work too. Georgia O'Keeffe too. She's
Oh
another one.
yeah. Top five favorite rappers. Go.
Oh, top five. Okay. Eminem, Ti, Busta Rhymes. Uh, Ludacris, and who else is there? Who else is there? I'll say Jay-Z, yeah, Jay-Z. And then I have my top five Afro beats artists. So I got Burna Boy, Davido, Naira Marley, Mr. Easy, and then Sarkody. Those are my
Nice.
top five Afro beats artists. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
if a New York artist wasn't on that list, we'd have to fight. I ain't gonna lie. If a New York artist didn't make your top five list, we just gonna have to scrap. Did you see the last Spider-Man movie?
yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That crazy. What?
That movie, I don't know, man. That movie, I think, is the gold standard now for animation.
Yeah, the animation, the soundtrack. The soundtrack, what, bro? That soundtrack.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like
wow.
everything about that movie to me was like a 10 out of 10. Especially that ending.
It was, yeah. Like on my favorite line that I really relate to is on when Miles said, "Everybody's always telling me how my story's supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
own thing." I'm like, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
spirit.
And I love the
Yup.
face he made when he did it too. He was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I was like, yo.
Yeah, and he did as he should. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely live by that. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. Nah, like, and that's another thing. Like, there'll be people that'll like tell you to like do something else or do what they did, but it's like, nah, my life and your life is not the same. We don't have the same values and views. It doesn't align. Like, I'm not gonna do what you did when you were my age. You feel me? That's cool, but you were my age like 20, 30 years ago. I mean,
Right.
it's time to shine, but like I have the resources to shine now. So it's like I'm not gonna do what you did. You feel me? So it's like, oh, you should do this. When I was your age, I did this, I did that. That's cool. But it's not inspiring at all. Like there's been like people in my life that try to tell me to do X, Y, Z, but then when they see that I'm doing things that they don't even have the guts to do, they're like, oh, so this is what you was talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Late. It's too late.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, you trying to tell me to do something? You gonna pay for it? That's what I'm gonna say. You gonna pay for it? I'll do it if you gonna pay for it. I think it's really important to realize that too, is that not everything applies to every person. And that
Yeah.
goes for every single aspect of life. Like even with fitness, right? There might be somebody that can be like, all right, if you want to build muscle, you got to do 10,000 push-ups a week. And it's like, not everybody can do 10,000 push-ups. Maybe somebody else can find another way to build up their arm muscles. Like everything fits differently for each individual person. Even with us right now drawing, right?
Yeah.
We are both doing very different styles. We're both doing very different things. And it's like what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. And I think there is a point where we can find the middle ground, but we should never force our entire perspective on another person and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because like everything is here's my logic. Anybody can accomplish anything, but
Mhm.
like it's not made or built for everybody. And what I mean by that, I mean like career wise.
Yeah.
So somebody might be maybe somebody might be in like the food industry and then like somebody might say like, hey, you should like, think about getting into the food industry, become a chef or whatever. I'm like, nah. I'm not, I'm like, oh, hey, you should be like a data scientist or something. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. So it's like, I'm definitely glad you brought that up. Everything is like everything is not like made for everybody, built for everybody. Even with school too, like
Yeah.
some people is not like, won't even take the college route. And that's completely fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
There's plenty of people who have been successful from either position, whether they went to school and got a full degree or they were independent their entire lives and were self-taught. And that applies to stuff beyond art as well.
Yeah, it
You
does.
always hear those stories like about our grandparents and all these other people in our lives, like, oh, Uncle Leroy built this by himself. He built a house and then started building houses all over the place. And it's like, yeah, see, he didn't go to school for that. He just did that on his own.
Yeah, definitely. So like like it's just like it's a gift, so like I definitely feel that.
Now, because we have social media, people just always feel like they have something to say, and sometimes it's like you don't gotta impart anything to anyone at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to have an opinion on every single thing that someone does.
Yeah.
Like that stuff with I don't know if you saw, and you probably did because it was all over the internet for like at least more days than it should have, the Kiki Palmer situation. And it's
I
like,
know definitely heard about it, but I didn't like, I didn't really like, click on it or feed into it. I just like heard like people talking about it. So like what I realized is like anything that's like based around like a celebrity or a A-lister, everybody's gonna talk about it. If it's something that's like controversial, everybody's gonna put their 2 cents in, everybody's gonna talk about it, everybody's gonna get on these podcasts and talk about it too. So like yeah, everybody's like, oh, he's insecure, this and that, da da da. And on Twitter, they ruthless on Twitter. They don't care. They do not care. So we're cutting up. They were cutting up one time like, yo, these
Yeah.
have no chill. Like they really cold hearted. So I definitely seen the whole Kiki Palmer thing. Like my thing is Kiki Palmer's dope. That's it. You feel me? She's doing her thing. Shout out to her. She's definitely making it work. Feel me? I don't know much about her husband. You feel me?
Yeah, they dragged him through the dirt, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. My thing is like I'm not with anybody that's in that controversy, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm minding my business. I don't pay nobody bills over there. I got nothing to say.
Definitely, yeah. Like I definitely don't veto in it. That's another thing too. Like there's like a lot of these podcasts now. Some of them shouldn't even like, even be on the air with like some of the things they say. Like even like, yo, you know what? I know this is not gonna make sense, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. They do ruffle some feathers. You feel me? Have everybody all worked up. Oh, this is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to do this, blah blah. Especially when it comes to talking about relationships and money.
Yeah.
Feel me? If it's those two things, everybody's gonna talk about it. They're gonna put their 2 cents in. Somebody's gonna say this. Somebody's gonna say that. Like I saw like this clip or this podcast. Somebody said something that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. And you stand by that. They really stood by that too. But I mean, I didn't comment, but I'm like, this is crazy for me. So I just scroll. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. That's interesting.
There's too many podcasts out there. The pandemic brought in too many microphones to the hood, bro. I'm just like, y'all need to stop. Go do something else.
Yeah, bro. But like, I'm listening to like artist podcasts, inspirational ones. That's like what I'm really listening to right now. So yeah, I don't like really too much of the other ones. Feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't got nothing against them, but I just don't like tune in.
Like the only like real like podcast I listen to is Rory and Maul. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Them. Yeah, I definitely heard of them before.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And like I don't know, I feel like out of all the ones that I've watched that are like black or hip hop centered, this one is just very chill versus the other ones out there where it's like they have all these really weird opinions on things, or they get a little bit too ahead of themselves because they're popular and they just say whatever they want to say and think it's like gospel.
That's another thing too. Like they definitely do that a lot. Get ahead of themselves or feel like they feel themselves. Yeah. Even like with the there was this clip that I seen like the other day. This lady was saying something about body count, this and that. And then this girl, this woman rather, she shut it down. She's like, oh, please don't take any advice from or don't even listen to the nonsense that came out of this woman's mouth, because it was really nonsense that she did say though. I'm like, and then so she's like, listen, it's just like, it's just crazy. You feel me? Like, people will say just about anything or anything. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
just for them clicks
and views. Yeah, that's the thing. Clout is cool, but here's the thing. Not a lot of people know how to capitalize off of the clout that they have and use it as leverage or use it towards their advantage to actually make it work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people just like, you know what, I'm gonna do something really controversial and then it's gonna hit and then I'm gonna be making like $2,000 a month. And it's like, no. As someone who has had like videos quote unquote blow up, it don't work like that. Because if that was the case, everybody be rich by now.
Honestly, but like, and even with TikTok now, so I'm gonna get into that. Now the creative fund is really not all of that. So like your videos will have to like go viral all of the time for you to actually get paid in the creative fund.
Yeah.
Now the social media influencers and the content creators that actually do it full time, they get paid through endorsements, brand deals, sponsorships, and partnerships. Because there was a influencer talking about, it's like, listen, the creative fund is now how we get paid. We get paid through sponsorships, brand deals, and collaborations. And I believe it.
Absolutely.
I mean, but like, I really don't like really make that much from the creative fund. The most I made was maybe like $20, but that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, with my I've gone live a few times, and I think the most I made from a live, the most I made from a live, I think was like $2. I'm like, yeah, and I think that was like before they took they cut out. It's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
stuff is not like some super get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, some people use it as that. Well, they think they want to use it as that. You know, they're like, oh, cool, I want to get into the space, the social media influencer space for me to
Yeah.
get rich or whatever. But they probably won't know how to like, you know, really navigate or really understand the whole aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this kind of like what's happening now with us, what's happening now in creativity and social media content, I think it's very similar to that blackout back in the 70s where everybody stole record players and started being DJs, right? So now the internet is just super free. All the apps are super free. You've got tools that can on your phone that can make a whole movie. You know what I'm saying? So everybody trying to do everything, and it's like there's so much going on. And a lot of people just think like, all right, if I do this real quick, boom, I'm gonna make it. If I do this real quick, boom, I'm gonna be famous. And it's like, nah, you're competing against millions of people, not thousands, not hundreds, millions now of
Mhm.
all ages.
Yeah, yeah. It's like how you gonna stand out from like, you know, everybody else? How you gonna, you know, do something completely different?
Who would win in a fight between Krillin
Mm-hmm.
and Tien?
Krillin and 10.
Battle of the Balds.
Krillin and 10. Um, I feel like 10 is the one that has the third eye, right?
Yeah,
I feel like 10 will probably win because he probably have a few tricks up his sleeve and use his third eye. He's gonna look through his third eye and beat Krillin. But Krillin will probably take it. So I'm probably gonna go with Krillin. Yeah.
that's a good
I'm
one.
going.
I was going to say Krillin too. And I used to think I had this really random thought in recent years, like if all the characters were black, right? If Tien was black, I think he'd be like a super hotep because he got the third eye. Like my brother, the Dragon Balls is what's keeping us chained down. You see
Just
all
like
those wishes.
Dr. Umar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dr. Umar, yeah, he don't play.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, his lives be cracking me up, man. When I see like the clips,
Uh-huh.
like the stuff he be saying to people, be like funny as hell. Get off my
Yeah.
live. Why is there a white man on my live? Get off my live.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
Oh wow. I just used the paint bucket icon, the paint bucket tool. It just filled this whole tree.
Yeah.
I could have done that with Spider-Man. I keep want to do my Spider-Man over now. No, you know what? I'm gonna leave it.
Do Miles now. Do Miles. See? Don't delete that one.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
delete that one. Do Miles. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you know what? Let me keep it. Feel me?
Yeah.
Let me do Miles. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I do have room too. Yeah, I'm gonna put them right next to.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. Just gotta add the black. Feel me? The black and the red. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you play any video games?
yeah. I love video games. I have a Xbox. Right now I'm playing Gears 4 right now. Like I
Yeah.
was stuck on this level for like a year,
Yeah.
and then I finally got past it. So
Nice.
like I'm playing Gears right now. I'm playing a couple other games that's like my Xbox Game Pass. Um, Mafia 3, GTA 5. I'm also playing Assassin's
Ooh,
Creed.
classics.
I love Injustice 2. Injustice 2 is my game. I love that game. Yeah,
Yeah.
Injustice 2, bro.
Yeah, I love the roster in that one. They got like the freaking Ninja Turtles in there. I'm like, yo, this game is insane. I got Ninja Turtles and
Yes.
Hellboy beating each other up. Like, what?
Mhm. They got Sub Zero in there too. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
we got Sub Zero in there too. I'm gonna use this oval. I'm gonna use this circle tool right here to like kind of make it easier. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm about to watch you do that.
Let me see. And then it's gotta okay. Let me get the thing now. Okay, let me get the white. So let me add the white for the eyes. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, nah, I got wrong tool. Let me switch. Wrong tool. Okay, let me see.
I did have the original. I mean, not the original. I did have a PS5 like last year before I sold it, and I was able to play the Miles Morales game, and that was really dope. And I feel like I almost preferred playing as him more than I did Peter.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, because he had like all these different powers that were centered around like electricity and stealth, and it made it feel very different than playing just like a regular Spider-Man game. You're playing like Spider-Man Plus, you know?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Like even he could turn invisible too.
Yeah,
Like yeah, that's yeah.
yeah.
Apparently, Childish Gambino was the inspiration for the Miles Morales Spider-Man before he was born into the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I heard about that too. And he actually voiced them. Um, I think it was. I forgot who produced it. I think it might have been MTV or some other studio. They had a Spider-Man cartoon, and that was the same year they did the Barack Obama Miles Morales crossover. And
Oh, that was
Gambino,
yeah,
yeah, and Gambino was in the cartoon as Miles Morales.
yeah, that was dope. Yeah, I heard about that. I seen it. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about fandoms for popular things, but I feel like they become so possessive that they don't allow new things to come in or new people to come in to like tell these stories or, you know, switch things up for modern times. Like I just feel like people should relax, you know? Like they get
yeah, yeah,
too caught up in it. I'm like, hey, it's okay that it's not exactly like the comic book or the old stuff that you were used to. Sometimes we need a new perspective. Sometimes you just want to see how somebody else does it.
yeah. Definitely gotta. It's definitely good to switch up now and then. Not always like follow the original source material.
Yeah, cause like even you know that game The Last of Us.
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they made a TV show on HBO for it, and they definitely deviated from a lot of the source, and I think it was better for it. Like I think sometimes when you do deviate, especially if you got things that are possibly problematic in there where it might turn some heads in the worst way, I think it's okay to switch stuff up.
Trying something new, checking it out, experimenting, filling it out, see how you feel about it, see if you'll do it again or not. Egg shaped miles.
And you did do a Miles painting not too long ago, right?
Yeah, last month. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And do you sell those? Do you sell all your stuff directly through TikTok, or do you do it from your site?
Site. Some will like be on TikTok, but like I'll just tell them, you can just go to the website. Everything will be there. So, my Black Panther painting, that I sold, it was this nice lady that followed me. She's like, "Hey, is this still available?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can just go to my website and it'll be there." So she bought it from there, and then she said she wanted to see a packaging video. I'm like, "Yes, let's go." I love doing packaging videos already, so this is I got you. So, and she bought it as a Christmas gift for her husband. I love
Oh,
when people do
nice.
that. I love when people reach out and they need something done and they're saying like, "Oh, I'm doing it. Oh, I need this for my mom, or I need this for my grandma, or this is for my son." I really love that. Like, back in May, this lady reached out. She wanted a shirt design done of the Dinker symbols, the Ghana Dinker symbols, three of
Yeah.
them. So three of them on one shirt. She's like, "Hey, I'm doing this for my son." I think her son is like maybe 3 or 4. So I'm like, "Wow, you're doing this for you need this for your son. Wow, that's amazing." So
Yeah.
like I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna pour my whole soul into this, just for your loved one, because that's amazing for you to like really think about me and like yeah. So I did it. She got really excited. Like it came out better than what she thought, and that's another thing too. Like I love when I'm doing something for somebody,
Hmm.
whether it be a commission or project. They'll be like, "Wow, this came out way better than I expected." That means I did my job. Like, do you ever
Absolutely.
have moments like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always getting nervous when I'm making something for somebody because, you know, people are picky. They're spending their money. So, you know, they have high expectations. So when I exceed those expectations, someone's like, oh my God, this is so dope. This is better than it was. Or I can't wait to show everybody this. It's like, wow, you know what? You just melted my heart in the best way. I love that feeling. Love it.
The best.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate, or how would you rate having a website? What's from 1 being the lowest and 10 being the most important?
I'll say like a 8. Having a website is definitely important, and like it makes you. No, I'll say 9. Having a website is definitely important. It makes you. It will make you look more professional. Like even if like, especially when you're selling products, if you have a product based business, having a website will definitely be ideal or the way to go. Or even having a Etsy or like some type of other platform to use. Instead of like just saying, you know, DM me to order, DM for this, DM for that. Like
Right.
even when I'm promoting my services, I would just say DM for a free quote or a free consultation, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, having a website is definitely important. There was a couple artist podcasts I was listening to. Some of them was saying having a website is definitely makes you look more professional. It's definitely a great way to go, especially if you know, if you have like a lot of visitors coming in, you know, looking at your work, checking it out, seeing what they're interested in, stuff like that. So yeah, website is website is important.
And I fully agree with that, especially for the point of if one day all these apps went down, where are people going to find you? You know what I'm saying? Like having that website is going to save you. If you get banned, if somebody gets randomly banned on TikTok or just something implodes and you can't access it, then everybody can just go to your website. It's like, oh man, Eman's not on TikTok today, or TikTok's down. Let me go to this website, see if you got something new going on, you know?
That's another thing too. Like all these different. I'm listening to like maybe 4 different art podcasts, like well established artists. Like they have like years of experience. So like they talk about the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but like they all brought up this one thing that's really important: having a newsletter. Having a newsletter for like email marketing, you know, like sending like those auto emails out for like people that subscribe. They said like that's really important. So like that's definitely something to like really think about, something to really consider, something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's another really important thing to have, because that's it creates an intimacy with your customer base or potential customers or your fan base in general. You know, people that just enjoy you as a person. And for me, it's been really great because a lot of people sometimes they might turn off their notifications from an app and they don't see what's going on, or maybe they're taking a cleanse, you know, digital cleanse, and then, you know, they go into their email and they see, oh, Eman just dropped a new newsletter. Oh, he's got all these events going on. Oh, he's got this, he's got that. And then boom, now they still stay connected regardless of what happens on other platforms or regardless of what's going on, you know, with them.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I just remembered I saw this really funny tweet like maybe a year ago. This dude, he was like when he learned that 401k wasn't him getting 400k bands, he was like, "No, I'm not with it." I'm like, bro, because like when I first heard about 401k, I'm like, okay, what is that? And then my mom was telling me it's a retirement thing, you know, it stands for like, you know, after you finish working, you retire, you know, that's the money for you to enjoy whatever. So yeah, he was like, oh, when I realized I'm not getting 401,000 bands after I retire, it's over. I mean, he didn't know how it works, so like it's okay, you feel me? Like it's okay if you're not sure about something, if you don't know like how it works. Like there's people out there to like, you know, help you understand it and explain it. But yeah, when he said that, I'm like, bro, what?
This is why y'all got to stay in school, kids. Y'all got to stay in school. But on that note, with this great art being done, the palm trees, the Spider-Man, and the cloud. What did you say the first one was? This one, the cloudy.
A woman with her head in the clouds.
Head in the clouds. I love all of these. On that note, folks, we're gonna wrap it here. But before we officially end, Eman, let people know where they can find you and any projects or events that you got coming up this year.
Okay, you could definitely find me Comikid underscore Eman everywhere. You can Google me too. I am on Google. So when you Google me, my art actually shows up. I do have a show this Saturday. No, I have a show this Friday. This Friday, is in Atlanta. So I'm gonna be in Atlanta for a few days. And with projects, I'm working on this portrait of Thames. I'm really excited about that. And I finished this surprise gift, this digital portrait that I'm gonna surprise my bro with. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. That's what I have going on right now. So yeah.
That's awesome. Once again, thank you for coming through and giving us and gracing us with your words, your wisdom, and your amazing art. And to you guys watching out there, say hello in the comments, you know, when this video goes up. And until next time, stay rad, stay dope, stay gold. We out. Deuces.
Yes, sir.